What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV and welcome back to the first player of the month for the month of August.
Is this the inaugural one?
No, the first one for for the new season. The month that showed Arsenal pick up an Emirates Cup, a Community Shield, and 7 points in the Premier League table. Now, Laurie, you know, I thought some names, you thought some names. We both agreed on some names. So give us the nominees for this month's Player of the Month for Arsenal.
So when you asked me this morning, I came up with 4 names and alphabetical order, surnames: Eddie Nketiah, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and William Saliba.
Okay, let's start then. Eddie Nketiah, this is your guy. Why?
I knew you were going to.
No, listen. Listen.
He is my guy.
Big up Eddie. He stepped in when Jesus has been out. I think he had a great month of August. Scored some goals and looked very confident. Really, you know, he filled those shoes. I know people question if Eddie could fill those shoes, but I believe he's done really well in this month of August. So why did you put him in your nominees?
You know why? Because I like Eddie's confidence. I like the way he backs himself. Some people seem to have a certain degree of umbrage against him because I remember a season or so ago, he come out and said, I want more game time, I want to be starting. I feel if I'm given the chances, I can do it.
Yep. And
a lot of people seem to take umbrage at that, which I could never understand. I'm like, yo, this is a young guy backing himself at a big club like Arsenal. Surely that's what the fans want to see. But anyway, that all aside, he come to the team this season, injury to Gabriel Jesus, which, let's face it, that's a significant injury to one of our best players. And Eddie's he's come in, he's done very well. He's got a couple of goals, led the line well, occupied defenders. And listen, some people may be sleeping on it, but he's earned an England call-up, which, to be fair to him, that's another reason why I back him, because he backs himself. Because if you remember, he got called up for the World Cup for Ghana, turned Ghana down. And a lot of people, myself included, right, had eyebrows raised saying, "Rah, you're going to turn that down? Because are you ever going to get in the England team for real?"
I remember.
And now he's done it. So listen, man, enough respect to Eddie. Good player. Above all, excellent attitude, and he's doing well. Yeah, and I'm pleased for him.
Big up Eddie. Obviously, people go to that Palace game where he missed those 2 chances. I'll say it's one because that one that he dinked, I think he should have taken better, but he did get us a penalty to go on and win the game. So big up Eddie Nketiah, and I think it's been.
He's also led the line very well. Every time he's appeared for us, he's led the line well. He's occupied defenders. He's busy. Remember the penalty he got against Palace?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he does a lot. He does.
I'm a big fan of Eddie Nketiah, and definitely worth a nomination for this month. Let's go to the next player. Let's go to Declan Rice.
Okay, we'll go Declan Rice.
We'll go Declan Rice. Declan Rice, your thoughts on Laurie? Because actually, let me give mine, because I agreed with your nominations, and I think Declan Rice is. I'm not going to hold on to. I want to make this very clear. The Man United game was in the month of September, so there is a recency bias. Why I remember I spoke to some people that are like, it has to be Declan Rice that we choose, because they probably got the feelings of how he performed against Man United. But for me, Declan Rice, and I'll be honest, took a bit of time, in my opinion, to really click into gear up into what we're seeing of recent of Declan Rice. I think the Community Shield game, he was good, but when I realised, no, we've got a player here, that Crystal Palace game was phenomenal. He absolutely controlled it, bossed it on the ball, unbelievable, switching play, then on top of that, off the ball, he was dictating play. He's actually an enjoyment, a pleasure to watch, Declan Rice, and for him to bed in so quickly, I think that also has to give him more marks as well when it comes to making your pick of who you think's player of the month, because he just bedded in so smoothly. Even though I did say it took a bit of time for him to click in, it wasn't like he was playing really bad. He just wasn't the Declan Rice that I'm seeing of recent. So Declan Rice.
Well, I don't think he's had a bad game.
No.
He's had all good games, and I think they've got progressively better. Although you are right, the Palace game, he was really outstanding.
Sensational. And he even said, sorry to cut you there, he even said, he just said today, I'm showing them, basically. He was basically saying, I'm going to turn on. And since then, he hasn't turned it off.
Listen, man, he's come into the team immediately. He's looked good. The fans have embraced him. The players have embraced him. His performances have been very good. And as I said, they've steadily been getting better. And what I like about Declan Rice is for your big money signings, you want your big money signings to show up in the big games. And as you spoke about recency bias, I mean, the game against Man United, high-profile game, one of our biggest games of the season, a lot on the line. And for me, he was man of the match.
But the wrong month. But
you know.
And the recency bias is kicking. I hear it, but I hear it.
But what I'm saying is, that game was a big game.
Yeah.
And it looked to all intents and purposes that the game was going to end up a draw. And for me, even though we won 3-1, that strike of his was the winner, really, wasn't it? Let's face it. And what I liked about that is the fact that he shouldered responsibility. If I have a criticism of Arsenal sometimes is that around the box we can be a bit too tippy-tappy. The ball came to him, he took it down, he had one intention, which is to shoot. It was a good shot, he got the goal, he got what he deserved. And I like that. Big name player, doing big man things, got the goal, won the game for us. And if you could love him anymore, now is the time, innit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We already loved him, but now he's just gone into overdrive.
He'll be in contention for Player of the Month for this month.
I reckon he will be in contention. I know we're projecting forward. I can see him being Player of the Season already.
Yeah, and listen, big up Declan Rice, a fan of SC Dons. He's a big player for
Rice,
big games.
Rice, baby.
Rice. Rice, baby. Let's go to the next nominee. Let's speak about Martin Odegaard, our captain, Laurie. A man who's has led the way. I know I spoke about Declan Rice having leadership qualities, but Martin Odegaard, the goals he's scoring as well. I know he took one of them as a penalty, but he's taking more shots for Arsenal. And when it seems like teams are playing low blocks and we can't break them down, he has been, for me, the beacon of light, because taking more shots, composed, he's the one that he bridges the gap between the defence and attack. He's the one that literally always plays the balls through, has a great eye for it. And he, again, I know Declan Rice, I mentioned, is a joy to watch, but so is Martin Odegaard. I love technical gifted players, and he is one of those. And he always rises to the occasions. He's always, ferocious in his press, and a player. Listen, I've really enjoyed. I think he's hitting another level, and I think he'll score a lot of goals this season as well. Now, he's currently joint top goal scorer for Arsenal with Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah's got two each, and so has Martin Odegaard. So big him up.
Got a number as well last season, and a bit what you said at the start there, Cecil, is captain. Clue is in the name. Leadership. You know what I mean, and that's what you're getting from him. Not just on the pitch with him talking to the players, it's the performances, like you said, driving the team forward, trying to make those crucial passes, defence splitting passes, pressing. Everything is there, you know what I mean? He's leading from the front, and that's what you want from your leader. So, very impressed with him. I didn't think, it's interesting because James, shout out to James. James was saying he didn't think Odegaard had a particularly good game against Man United, and I differed slightly. I said, listen, I don't think he had a bad game. Probably didn't impose himself on that game the way he has in some of the other games, but nevertheless, he played pivotal parts in that game. So, for example, our first goal, he got that great strike.
Well, luckily,
he's got that in him.
Luckily, that game was in the month of September, so it's not going to count. But for the ones in August, he played very well and he led the way. And Martin Odegaard, I think, again, like Declan Rice, will be a very pivotal player for Arsenal this season. The final nomination.
I think it is a month, really, though, isn't it? When he said the season started on the 12th.
I know, but it's for the month of.
So, I know it's not calendar months, but it is 4 weeks and 4 games. So really, I think that Man United game should count.
Well, we're going to do the month of August. But I'm going to overrule it. I'm sorry, but let me go straight to, Laurie, the one that, for me, I'm stuck between who I'm going to select for this Player of the Month. But the last nomination is for William Saliba. Now, he is...
That's another one of my guys, man.
Unbelievable, by the way. And the reason why he gets extra points for me personally is he's had a disrupted back line to play with, but he is always consistent. We have leaked goals, and I know people will probably highlight that, especially here as we walk around the Emirates. We have leaked goals, but his performances have always been, for me, an 8 out of 10. He's always been, the main defender where I can just trust. I feel comfortable. If you go up against William Saliba, I'm like, you ain't getting past him. I feel very relaxed with him in the side. He is... for me...
Yeah, he's immaculate.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Listen, for me, William Saliba, and I was saying this to one of the guys the other day, when you consider that when he came into the team last season, he was a junior partner for Gabriel, and now he's undroppable, that just shows you the progress and the strides he's made. And what I like about this guy is that he's the ultimate, what they call Rolls-Royce defender. Reminds me so much of Van Dijk at Liverpool in his pomp and prime. Good on the ball, good athletically, good pace, good power, good strength, can play out the back when he wants to. And listen, he's got absolutely everything, and he's becoming a staple point of this Arsenal side. And when you think he's so young, just coming to the team, man, he's been outstanding. Got to be one of the first names on the team sheet for me.
Oh, definitely, and for Mikel Arteta, I'm sure, not just for you. But that is it for our nominations. Remind them of the nominees.
Right, so in alphabetical order, we've gone Eddie Nketiah, Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and William Saliba.
Okay, Laurie, we spoke through the nominations. I want to hear your selection for Player of the Month for August. Who is it?
I think I'm going to narrow it down to two, William Saliba and Declan Rice. And I'm going to cheat a little bit because I am going to include the Man United game.
Of course you are.
So I've got to lean towards Declan Rice.
Okay.
Given that in effect he scored the winner in that game and he was man of the match.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
I'm going Declan Rice.
And I'm going to go with the
baby.
other person, which is really annoying you said there's two, because even I agree, I think it's between those two, and the one I'm going to go with is William Saliba.
I wouldn't argue with that still.
I think he's
I think
been
that's a good, no, he's been immaculate.
unbelievable, and I'm just a massive fan of him, and I just feel like this team just goes to another level when he's in the side.
Oh, absolutely.
And
He's
not
undroppable.
100%. And also to mention as well, all the players that are in these nominees have been called up for their nation as well, so big up to them.
Yeah, big up.
That just shows again, you know, these are the right nominees in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we have to give an honourable mention because
Honourable mention.
I don't always love these because we did this last season and it ended up being honourable mentions. We just named basically the whole 11 because everyone was playing so well last season. But I'm going to try and narrow it down to one, and the one honourable mention I have to give, Fabio Vieira. And if you're going to include Man United, then you have, then I'm sure you'll agree, Fabio Vieira.
No, listen.
Unbelievable.
Let's be honest, he's been much maligned over the last year by some of the fan base, not myself, I might add. But to see him coming back this season, started on the tour, didn't it, in America?
Yes, it did.
The Community Shield, got the winning penalty, and he's continued in that vein. And I like that because he's not always figured in everyone's plans, but now it would appear he's starting to come good, which can only be good, not just for himself, but for Arsenal as well. So yeah, definitely honourable mention. We both agree. Yeah. Snap, Fabio Vieira.
And I have to echo what you just said there. I think people forget he took the last penalty for the Community Shield, and I remember him stepping up and being like, Fabio.
Can you imagine if he missed that?
No, well, exactly. That's why I was like, why are they giving it to Nice? Fabio taking the last penalty, took it.
So that was a big moment for him, you know?
Massive moment. And also against Fulham as well, he won the penalty.
He did.
He also played the ball into Eddie Nketiah.
He did.
And he also played the ball out from our defence that led to Eddie Nketiah getting Bassi from Fulham red carded. So he's had a lot of involvement considering this player hasn't really
And you know what I like about him as well? He's looked more confident this season.
Agreed.
A lot of people made remarks about him needing to bulk up, get more physical and all the rest of it. I'm not sure if he's bulked up, but he certainly looks more confident. So yeah, big up to Fabio Vieira.
And that is it for the Player of the Month video for the month of August. And we'll see you next month to figure out who that's going to be. Hopefully a few more different names on the list.
Let's hope it is, because that will show that everyone's getting involved, everyone's playing well.
Exactly that. Take care, people. We'll see you again soon. And don't forget, you can have your say on the AFTV Plus app. Give your selection of the Player of the Month for August over on the app, as well as the 11 selector for the matches. You can have the player ratings as well, where we do after the games, and give your player ratings. And then finally, Fan Zone. If you want to get involved, join us live, talking about the Arsenal topics of the week. You can join there straight on the AFTV Plus app on Fan Zone. All the links in the description. Like the video if you like the video, and I'll see you again very soon.